Hi, Carrie. So for this week's discussion, I actually did option one, cognitive distortion. So mine was different from yours, but I really enjoyed watching your video. Um, so the first question says the family systems theory approaches the family with problems having multiple factors that influence each other to create the problem. The problem's causality is seen as circular because the problem in turn reinforces causing factors. What's the circular pattern of the communication within this family? Who are the players and how do they interact to facilitate the circular patterns? You pretty much hit the nail on the head when you talked about like mom makes suggestions, Pam gets upset. And then somebody gets angry. Mom's angry that Pam doesn't want the suggestions. Pam is angry that mom is giving the suggestions. And I like how you noticed, I also noticed this too, that there was no interaction with dad. Dad didn't have anything to say. He didn't seem to respond in any way, not even so much with any nonverbal responses or anything, which makes me feel like he's the person that just um, does whatever he can do to keep the calm, to keep to not disrupt anyone's emotions to enhance them. So that's what I thought about maybe his how he interacted. He just kind of went along and made sure that everyone was okay, and not made sure everyone was okay, that's not what I mean, but he just didn't do anything to disrupt anyone's sense of well-being, and he just kind of let it go and never did anything or said anything. I like how the therapist talks a lot about the client there being just too much anger and not enough affection, and he talks, and you can see that as you said that in your video. You can really see that how much anger there is with Pam, and especially how she's like looking down at her hands and she's not really making eye contact. She's angry, she's frustrated, she's not like that. And he talks a lot about how outside of the house she wants to grow up and be independent, but inside the house she still wants to be mothered, in a sense, which is kind of a little bit contradicting in the sense that she doesn't want to be mother. I don't, yeah, it's weird. Number two, how does the therapist suggest changing the dynamic, and what is the reaction of the family members? Yeah, I noticed the same thing. Mom, instead of just automatically giving Pam the suggestion, allowing Pam to decide whether or not she wants her to give it. So just asking or offering or asking if Pam wants a suggestion before making the suggestion. I think that's kind of a good way to do it. I know this is silly, but I my sister does this to me a lot, and it's really frustrating, and I get frustrated with her because she'll tell me something, and or I need to do something this way or do something that way, and I in my head sometimes start reeling, and I'm just like, I'm a grown woman and I can do things myself. Right, but at Pam's age, that's a little bit harder because she's still living under her parents' roof and her mom is still trying to be a mom with her. And I like how he also reframes it in a sense where if Pam declines that she wants your suggestion, she's losing you as a mother a little bit, but she's also gaining more of her independence within the home. But yeah, there didn't seem to be very much of a reaction. It almost seemed like Pam or the mom was pushing it harder. Like, you don't understand. Like, what about this situation? What if it happens in this situation? But there's still that sense of it's the same thing. If you want to give her a suggestion, first ask her and let her give you the opportunity. Let her decide if she wants that suggestion from you. And then the last question was based on your experience in schools, give an example of this circular pattern of family communication. How can you see yourself applying this theory in schools? You talked a lot about kind of the same situations because you're in the high school level with the teenagers, kind of wanting a sense of independence and finding themselves and not needing their parents as much. And you even talked about your own um, experience with that with your sons and cleaning the room and doing, and I at an elementary level I can totally see how that's all very applicable in the high school level, but at the elementary level it's so interesting because those kind of things don't really come up. Those kids, I think they're still young, they still have, they're very much more dependent on their parents. um, and so I don't see that type of circular pattern of communication happen. I think I see it more, I would see it more in the sense of like when mom or dad gets angry or upset, everyone knows to either be quiet or to not talk to them, or um, that's what I see a lot at the elementary level. And I'm not sure how I would utilize this. I would probably say in school, or I mean, in an elementary school or in secondary school, because I think you're not oftentimes working with families. You're mostly working with the student themselves. And I would say that I do see a lot of this circular pattern of family communication is probably not very applicable, but I'm just going to say it, between communication with teachers and parents, right? There's this like teacher tries to talk to parents about students' grade or inform them of something. Parents don't answer. Parents come back 2 months later, want to know why their kid is failing. And there's just like this pattern that happens over and over and over again. I see that a lot. But yeah, I'm not sure how I would apply this to working in schools because we're not necessarily working with the families, mostly with kids. But great video, and I will see you next time. Bye.